Hey, fuck you. Hello, Loki. Hello, Cryo. Yes, it has been a while. I am back. Sort of. I won't be back for super long, but then I'll be back again. And then gone again. It's lovely to see you all. I know how to start a stream. I know vaguely how to make it work. Was that a promise or a threat? I'm confused. Either or. Choose your poison. We may as well get started. I got shit to draw. As you can see, this is where I left the warm-up page with something I was drawing ages ago. But we're actually on to page 9, which I may be altering as I go, but we'll see. It'll depend on how much time I've got. Because I want to get this chapter out before, the end of the year. Getting any of the books? Not currently, not yet. Working on it. But I got Christmas stuff to buy, so my own personal goodies may have to wait, sadly. Currently just looking at OBS because I've updated it and it's like the overlay, or some of the overlay is different and it's very weird. Very much not used to it. Uh, it has been a while. I've forgotten how to do everything. Anything. Forgotten how to do anything and everything. We'll see how we go with my deadline. I'm not leaving until the 13th, so I could always, leaving for the year until the 13th, so I could always extend the deadline. Maybe. We'll see. Rewatch season 2, core 1 of Jobless Reincarnation, and went into why I liked it so much. Also, I'm pretty sure that is the fastest you've rewatched an anime. Oh, that's good. That's impressive. I definitely have to get back into. I mean, Steins Gate. Got to finish Steins Gate and then get back into my list. But because I've been so displaced, I've not been prioritizing anime, which sucks because I've actually been really enjoying watching anime. Though, speaking of watching stuff, I recently binged Blue Eye Samurai, which is astounding. It's on Netflix. It's really good. I've been loving that. But it can be summed up as character growth not just for MC or major supporting characters, but even for side characters. That's cool. Hold on, it feels a bit warm. I'm just going to turn my fan on. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. Just realized something. It's monochrome. No. Oh, thank you so much, Pancake Fluffs, for the follow. Hello, how you doing? Welcome to my stream. Don't forget, I was also watching Spy Family. I won't forget. I'll get back onto them pretty much at the start of the year, I think, which is tragic. But hey, Pancake, how'd you find me? Are you an artist as well? If you don't know, I am Grey Mouse Inc. I'm an Australian illustrator, currently working on a long form comic. This is maybe the one day I'm streaming for the remainder of this week, and then I'll be gone for a little bit, and then I'll be back again for my streamiversary, which is on the 29th. So it's lovely to have you jump in now. It's lovely to meet you. You doing good? That's good. That is good. I now actually need to reset all of these panels because I forgot to change it to color. Buff sandwich. We gotta warm up. Hold on. Hold on while I delete all these layers because they are not needed. By the time you get to Spy Family, Season 2 will be out. Hey, that's perfect. Then I can binge Season 2 or get around to Season 2 and then not watch it immediately. And yeah, I'm an artist. I found you on the recommended page. Oh, cool. Do you have any art you'd like to show? Because I'm always happy to show off art. You're also more than welcome to say no as well. Because I can fully understand that you maybe wouldn't want to. Alright, now let's do the warm-up. Buff sandwich. I can do that. How exciting, I may be able to pop in for the streamiversary. Excellent, I'm glad. I'm very glad to hear that. There'll be giveaways and there'll be a few little like community-based drawing things to do, so it should be a lot of fun. It's currently airing, so we'll be done with that season by then. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect for me then. What am I fiddling with? I'll be traveling most that day. That's fair. That's fair. Well, fingies crossed, but also no hurry, no rush, or like no worries if you can't catch it. That's also completely fine. Alright. Oh, that's too thin. That's too thin of a line. I like working with slightly thicker like line work. It's weird, like I haven't streamed for about 2 weeks and I've got all that same kind of like, it kind of depends on when I start. That's fair. I'll be starting at 10 a.m. and then I'll be going for most of the day. So it'll be like one of my full time work days essentially. Because I'll just go for most of the day and then end at 5 as opposed to start at 6 and go till 10. But yeah, should still be good because I'm actually keen to do a few giveaways. I've wanted to do that for a while. The mouse likes them thick. Hey, you know me. You know me. That shouldn't be a surprise at this point. Really. I want to be starting the drive about 5-6 a.m. and we should get there about 1-2 depending on breaks. That's fair. That seems like a good day of driving. What kind of bread we got? Currently it's just normal white bread, but I should really be going with something a little bit more healthy since he is buff. And really the obvious answer was to go with like buns or something like that. That's just terrible. Hold on. Got the calves. And horse legs, it seems. It's been a while since I've drawn on my tablet, so it's very interesting. This a full grain or a sourdough? Ooh, maybe you're right. All good choices. Honestly, I don't mind any of them. I'm gonna quickly restart on that just because we want a buff sandwich. So, hold on. I'm not gonna do like a bunch of bread rolls. That seems silly. Quinona. Pumpernickel. Mmm. Hold on. No, let's just go. Let's go with the normal like sliced bread style. Start there. And then move from there. Should have a pose, shouldn't we? Getting that high focus in. Fruit loaf. Purgatory. Oh, Purgatory. Oh no! That looked like a skeleton from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy for a second. Yeah, a little bit. It kind of looks like a skull. The way I've done sliced bread kind of looks like a skull. I will admit that. It does. This may be too high energy music for what I'm drawing currently. Though, this is a high energy bread. Oh, that looks weird. It looks like a villain from Billy and Mandy, to be fair. Yeah, this sandwich. Yeah, yeah. It do. Oh, that's terrible. It's not the best hand, for sure, that's for sure. But, it'll do for what we're doing. Yeah. Oh wow, it released on in 2001. Man, I'm old. Has gone bad. Look at 2B. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the LAN parties in retirement homes when I'm that age. Yeah, you know, why not? That'll be the best part of the retirement homes. This hand is creating Krillin's Destructo disc. Yeah, exactly. Gotta have the most high power kind of poses. For sure. And will he skip leg day or does he always hit leg day? I wonder. Do we got the little legs or is it gonna be, well, there's no definition there at all. Or is he well fit? He's buff. But we never know for sure if they're gonna hit legs or not. Never leg day, but it's a never leg day, baby leg sandwich. Yeah. Never skips. Oh. Never skips arm day, arm and chest day, but always skips leg day. Because he doesn't need his legs. He can just lift himself with his arms. He's a sandwich. He's not even supposed to have legs, let alone lift with lift with them. Goes to show how often I'm at the gym. It works out those legs. Toned, skinny legs. Yeah, I got you. That reminds me, did you watch the Deadpool musical videos? I did. They were very good. They were very, very funny. And but they are like I also like I really like that they clearly were from a time where, Deadpool was the zeitgeist. It was like he was like so consistently around. Remember, you push and pull a door, never leg a door. Exactly. You don't need your legs. They just move you from A to B. You don't need them. Thinking on the face, but we'll come back to it. We need the interior. Interior, the filling. Give them a bit of a skirt of lettuce. Because I've been using Procreate, I keep forgetting that I can just flip my pen around and use the eraser on the other side. My brain's just going like, oh, click the eraser, because that's the one thing that is kind of a drawback to Procreate and the Apple Pencil, is that it doesn't have an eraser on it. You have to just switch between it. I love them, but now every time I hear a Disney song, I go to the lyrics. That's fair. I can fully see that. Because, yeah. But I think the Deadpool musical uses the songs in a much more, quippy and humorous way. So then that's why it kind of sticks in the head more, because it's almost associated with a emotion, as opposed to some of the Disney songs. Most of them do have emotions, connected to them, but not necessarily humor, I guess. If you catch what I mean. Alright, we got the lettuce. This is a BLT. Come on. Buff. Not legs. Torso? I don't know. It kind of looks like he's got space buns. Or those little hair buns. Which you would do to keep the hair out of your face while you're lifting. What a fucking pose. He's just all about it. He's just with it. Not with it. He's just so into it. Into getting buff and ripped. I love it. I'm actually having to relearn how to use Clip Studio. Giving him sweatbands. Because you don't want soggy bread. For sure, you do not want soggy bread. And then doesn't have a face yet. But the face is the least important part. This is a buff sandwich. We need to do the muscles and stuff like that first. So let's go abs. Looks like he's packing a couple bread rolls. Yeah. Damn abs. So much ab. That's a little too simple. Funny, but a little too simple. How big do I want the eyes to be? I don't know, I do kind of like the little face. But it needs to be a little expressive. Given all that space for like, you know, an expressive face, and I've just gone like, yep, that'll do. This tiny little thing. Nah. Gotta make it good. Why am I just now realizing I have this combo? That's a good combo. I love this. Gotta do the due diligence on this face. You know, you gotta put a little bit of effort into it. I am an artist after all. Then gotta give him the forehead creases, because you just have to. The handsome Squidward. Oh, and the unreasonable cheekbones. Gotta give him a little bit. Yeah. Why is he so expressive? I love that I went from a little, like, super simple face to now overly expressive. His face is now just, like, everything. Or Giga Chad. Yeah, well, he needs a big chin, doesn't he? And then it kind of just blends into the bread. The fuck? The hell am I doing? Have you seen Smug Anya yet? I have. It's a very good face. It just keeps popping up. Anytime she's like just smiling, it's just like Smug Anya. And I love how like she can read minds, but it doesn't stop her from being like stupid, but really endearingly stupid. I love it. Uh, Crevice chin. Oh, the massive obliques. Yes. Give him a cave. Or do we give him the like Fairly Odd Parents like chin swirl? I'll give him a butt chin. Hold on, I can do that better. There you go. A booty. Got a booty on his chin. Love it. He doesn't have like pecs at all. But that's okay. He is bred after all. I feel like there should be something here. But I don't know what. Put something in this space. No, don't do the ears. That's weird. It makes his face look really flat. All ab, no chest. Yeah, he got no chest. His face is where his chest would be. From chin to ab, exactly. He's just like, there's almost like a selection of muscle groups that he just skips because he just doesn't need to work that part of the chest. So he's just like, fuck it, we ball. Gotta lift other things. Because I don't need to work out these parts of my chest. Alright, the gluten for Cusco. The gluten chosen especially to kill Cusco's gains. Cusco's gluten. That gluten. Any more may be too much. Yeah, I don't know if I want to spoil perfection. This is a beautiful sandwich. Actually, I say that, I'm going to add one more thing. Give him some hair, because it's a BLT. And I forgot to add the bacon. The protein. He's got John Cena arms. He does. The big, big old massive arms. Give him, yeah, some bacon hair. Because, he has to have this swirl. Look at this. It just works for him. It's doing the heavy lift in there. This big old bacon swirl. Once I erase all these other pieces. Gorgeous. You're beautiful, sandwich. Ooh, bacon hair and wristbands. Yeah. Can make a quick edit to his wristbands to make them more bacony. Yeah, what a fucking Chad. I actually have just like a little off-cut bit and like a little bit of grease. Because it is bacon. This is the Mike O'Hearn of sandwiches, and you know it, yeah. What a beautiful boy. I mean, man. What a beautiful man. It's also bacon. Yeah, well, you gotta have it all like, you gotta build the rules to your world or to your universe, and you gotta stick to them. It's all very important. Alright, but I think with that, we've got our bacon boy. Give him a little shadow. Very basic looking shadow. Essentially, but it's good. Need to show that to Moni if she ever returns. She loves a himbo. Of course. Oh wait, yeah, that doesn't surprise me even slightly. Moni loves herself a himbo. I don't feel like I want to say anything further than that. You could almost fit the oblique V. You probably could, yeah. How's he fitting? He's not fitting well into my little warm-up book. It's because he's too big. He's too massive. Get Mega Chad sandwich into the book. Fit him in. BLTH bacon lettuce tomato himbo. Yeah. I feel like he's too far away. I'm gonna keep him zoomed because like the face and the bod, most important parts, but also the arms are important. But, we kind of need to sacrifice for detail, I think. There we go. He kind of fits. There we go. He's kind of holding the book apart now. Because he's just so fucking massive. Alright, now, back to what I was actually supposed to be doing. This comic thing that I'm supposed to be working on. That was a good prompt. That was a lot of fun. PPS. Oh, wrong thing. Line work. Push-pull sandwich. Yeah. He's a big boy. And I still also imagine that he's like sandwich sized. So he's like tiny. Essentially. Well, tiny compared to, a normal gym goer. But that just means he gets like the muscle, like gets the gains quicker. So good for him. He looks like he's holding the book as a selfie. Yeah, that's true. That works. I could live with that. I do need to extend that crop for the warm-up page just because it could be better, but It's okay, it's all a learning opportunity. And there we go. I need to turn down the opacity on the draft as well. Keep forgetting stuff. Because I had also planned on altering this page, but I never got around to it, and then I got really busy. So I'll get around to doing that at some point. Okay. Just give it a little bit of a... that'll be why. I was like, why is my brush not getting bigger? And it's because I wasn't on the brush. I hadn't picked the brush. Okay, get the head shape first. Get all the things correct before moving on. Big for a sandwich, but still a sandwich. Exactly. There's only so massive you can get. Those are terrible, like knuckles. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be an illustrator. Slightly better, but way too close. And those are crooked as fuck. What am I doing? And I call myself Grey Mouse. There we go. Better. He also doesn't have a fingernail, but that's fine. That can wait. Fingernails are not important. Is that what he wears? What are you wearing? He doesn't have a collar. He has suspenders. It's been so long since I've actually drawn on the comic that I'm just like trying to remember essentially where I was. And like I'm so glad it's the last page, but also, holy crap, I didn't need quite so much of a like handicap on finishing on my deadline as like what I got. His head's definitely too big, but that's fine because it's all process work. Like that. Put a pic of one in the Discord in memes. A sandwich? I could do that. There we go. Much bigger and much better. Because bigger is better. That one is 1 kilogram. The sandwich is a kilogram heavy? Holy fuck. Oh wait. Sandwiches can be pretty big up in Nova Scotia. Actually, that doesn't surprise me. That sounds like a big kind of Western Sandwich. Alright, and now actually to fix this head. Quickly save that. Now what does he look like? Elf. Good start. Elf. Kind of big chin, big nose, hair. And sideburns? Sideburns, yeah. A loaf of bread and as much meat and cheese of different kinds that you can fit in it, and that's a dagwood? Oh shit. That sounds both terrifying and intriguing. Need a slightly bigger eraser. This one's a little too small. And then this side is, yeah, just not right, not correct. Most of it's not correct because I've drawn it from a very weird point. And that's going to make his forehead way too big. Yeah. It'll take a bit of altering. Like I said, it's been a while since I've used my tablet. So it feels like I'm getting back on the bike, which, you know, you never forget how to ride, but sometimes you just fall off and hurt yourself. Hurt your knee. Okay, so that's the right kind of proportion. I now just need to fit it to the head, essentially. Only thing I really don't like in Nova Scotia is that they overuse onions and lemon up there. I want sweet tea. Lemon does not need to enter into their equation. Just like the onion is not needed on a dagwood. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I guess that's fair enough. That's a fair preference to have. How's that? It's better. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Relearning to read as well, as you can see. Relearning to read chat. It is weird how much not streaming has caught me unaware almost. It's very weird. It's totally fine, of course. I can relearn and stuff, but it is weird because I'm vaguely nervous. I can feel that in my system. Not that I need to be, but it's the feelings of nervousness and stuff. That's too long of a nose. It's not, yeah. There we go. That's not how a nose works. There we go. And before I move on to the eyes and stuff, I'm just going to make sure that I get the number of scars and things correct. So 2 scars along the left eye, scar across his forehead, scar across his lip. And then I realized as I was saying that, I've put that in the shadows layer, so I actually don't need to worry about it at all. Nice one, Gramoose. I'm also going to be trying a few new things with the art and stuff. Maybe not in this chapter, but the chapters to come, there will be new, like, I'll slowly be reintroducing my art style and the things I've learnt across the time it's taken me to draw this chapter. So I won't be changing too much in this last page, but then the next page, or the next chapter, will be introducing new stuff, or new drawing styles. Oh, he doesn't... He's not missing any eyebrow here. So I don't actually need to worry about that. Can also probably get rid of this because it doesn't make sense yet. That's one of the things. It's that I'm going to be doing a little bit more with the line work, because I feel like the line work is one of the big things that I do, and I'm not using it to its fullest potential. It's kind of got that Chad chin, so I'm going to just de-sharpen it just a little bit. There you go. Much better. Oh, pardon me. Just burping. And I might move the hand, just because we kind of want to see more of it. It's a little bit hard to see and understand what he's pointing at, or pointing towards. So you return it up here. I'm just gonna go through and erase what I need to erase. So weird looking fingy. It says I keep going. No point in holding back. Ugh. One, two, three, four. Okay, that's the right amount of fingers. Sometimes, you know, when you're like so focused on something or focused on a task and you're just like, oh, I've drawn the wrong number of fingers. Happens to all of us, I'm sure. We are all prone to it, to that mistake. That's terrible. Ugh. There we go. Slightly better. There you go. He looks so normal without the facial scars. Well, not normal, but like so unscarred, essentially. Also, clearly my art style has changed. Well, not art style has changed, but my way of drawing faces has changed a little bit. Because clearly this guy looks slightly different. Not a bad thing, but just an observation. And I'm gonna start doing what Invincible does, where basically, because you don't want to waste like time on a panel, so I'm actually gonna have single color backgrounds and stuff a little bit more. What have I clicked? Is that fills the entire face. Okay, we'll make do. Because there's clearly a hole in his head somewhere. Yeah, there's a separation, a break, and a series of fairly important line breaks. Oh, there's one. And his entire hairline. It's full of line breaks. Big line breaks too. Which is cool stylistically, but when it comes to coloring, just a nightmare. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, but I can check as well. Nope, there's still a line break somewhere in the hairline. And by somewhere, I'm sure it's pretty obvious. Yeah, there it is. There's one of them anyway. Just looking super closely, because like, it's not super sensitive. We're safe, yeah. Nice and filled in. Probably has a back of the head, but not visible there. That feels a bit dark. No, that's the right color. Oh, wrong color. And like the detail-oriented part of my brain is like, I really don't want to do, like, I really don't want to do backgrounds like that for dialogue, but it's like, it just makes more sense. If you've got big dialogue scenes, then you don't need to be drawing in heavy, like, high detailed backgrounds every single time. Hurts my soul to say that, because I'd love to just do high detail all the time, but sometimes it doesn't make sense. and back, had to brush your vanity bones and all that stuff. Oh yeah, fair enough. Just casual, like just casual things, right? You don't miss too much, just filling in colors and stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, what am I up to now? Shadows. Shadows. Yes. Alright. I'm not up to shadows. I need to fill in those little white dots. Aspirational, of course, that I would be up to shadows so quickly, but I got little imperfections to fix. Yeah, it's a bit... It's a, the line work is a little messy. Up close. I noticed that, but... But as I've been using Procreate, I realized that that's more of a Clip Studio problem, in that if you're zoomed out and you draw a line, it'll be squiggly when you zoom in that it's not perfectly straight, even though the sketch, like the line that you drew, was straight. And I guess that's one of the drawbacks of... one of the drawbacks that I have found with Clip Studio Paint is that for some reason, some of the lines just come out squiggly. Even though you drew it perfectly... Oh, wrong layer. Even though you drew it perfectly fine. And I think it might mostly be like with the vector art, like the vector layers, so that it will alter to a vector layer, which is very weird. Because yeah, now that I'm zoomed in, it's fine. Well, slightly more zoomed in, it's fine. And we get to do shadows soon, which is a lot of fun. I might also quickly edit something on my stream. I've noticed so I've been using a different VTuber like software. And so as you can see, the little mouse is like bobbing and doing all these kinds of things, but it feels like it's slowing my PC down a little bit. So I might just quickly run to it, like go to a break and switch out for the old model. Just because I'm not a big fan. Like, the only alteration is that it bounces when I talk. And so if that's the only addition, then I'm not a huge fan. So give me a moment. I will be right back. Okay, and then just gonna switch to VideoTube. There we go. And we're back. And so far it seems to be running much smoother. So I'm gonna blame that other program. Because let's be honest, even if it's cool and a lot of fun, and usually I do like it because it's a lot of fun, like making my PNG model do stuff and like bob around and have a bit of movement. But if it slows my computer down, because I was noticing my cursor was lagging a little bit, so if it impedes my illustration, then fuck that shit. I'm not gonna name the program that it was because ultimately I don't want people to blame it, but yeah, it wasn't very good. It was a cool prospect, but not good enough. I need my... Oh, wrong screen on the loop deck. I need my computer to run as best as it kinda can. Alright, let's do shadows. My favorite. I do like the shadows, it's a lot of fun. And I'm actually gonna jump back to using grey as opposed to a colored shadow just because as I've been working in Procreate, it does work a lot better and it does look just that bit nicer when it comes down to it. But that's kind of what this is all about. It's all learning, like learning processes and stuff like that. So I got no issue with there being slight changes and alterations in the comic throughout each page and stuff like that. It just shows people that I'm learning from my mistakes. And I'm also realizing now, while I'm aware of it, that the scars and stuff will be on not the highlights, the details layer in quotation marks, because you all didn't see my quotation marks. The details will be in the details layer, as is their name. Oh yeah, so if you didn't realize, learning nerd alert. I was gonna say, so the music that I'm playing on stream today is the music for Blue Eye Samurai, which is fantastic. If you haven't watched it already, do, because it's so good. Some people are saying it's likely going to be the next Arcane, which I don't like the idea of comparison. But there is one episode that just uses modern music. So it, like, most of the soundtrack is like this very loyal kind of Japanese style soundtrack. But then there is just an episode that uses Enter Sandman, and it's fucking awesome. It's so cool. So genuinely, maybe one of my favorite shows of this year, Blue Eye Samurai. It is so good, genuinely. So if you want a recommendation from the mouse, I recommend this TV series. It's beautifully animated. It's 3D animation. So a lot of everything is like 3D models and stuff like that. Except it doesn't do that egregious slowed down frame rate that you see in most 3D animation. Like, to name an example, Arjin, which is a animated series about these people who can't die, essentially. But the animation is so not bad, but the frame rate is slowed. For me, that's headache inducing. Mouse Lord makes his great return. I'm back for one night only, and then I'm gone for 2 days, and then I'll be back for the streamiversary. How you doing, zombie? I hope you're well. I'm currently I'm just gushing about Blue Eye Samurai, which is a TV series that's on Netflix. It is super good, and I am just recommending it to everyone. Oh yeah, that's also a thing. So Enter Sandman but it's in Japanese. It's so good. Like, genuinely, the show is so good. I really liked it. Highly recommend it to anyone who likes shows about samurais and stuff like that. Isn't that new? It's very new. Yeah, it only came out a few weeks ago. But holy shit, so good. I binged it all in like 2 nights. It's exactly the kind of stuff that I like. So I really love feudal Japan. Hence why Sekiro is maybe my favorite From Software game. But then also like the sword fighting, the choreography, the combat, the music, sound design, all that stuff is so good, and the story is really nice too. It drip feeds stuff that becomes important later, which is a fantastic little thing. I'm just so excited to talk about it because it is genuinely so good. So if you want to watch something, watch that, and then I will talk to you about it. I'll talk to death about it because I'm more than happy to. But yeah, the music is super good. But yeah, it does, like, one episode. It just does modern music in Japanese, and it's still really, it's like it catches you off guard, but it's so good that it kind of gets away with it too. Hey Moon, how are you? It's lovely to see you. It's been a while. Like, I mean, I could say that for everyone because I'm the one who's been gone. But how you doing? Thank you for the suggestion. I'll watch it soon, hopefully. Please do. Like, so good. So good. Can't recommend it enough. The story was really refreshing. It's not necessarily doing anything drastically new, but it does what it's doing really well. And I love that. If you want to, like, a synopsis of it essentially it is a samurai is hunting down their not father figure, hunting down their biological father because of a tumultuous period in Japan's history where people of mixed race were not treated well, and the samurai is mixed race. So they're hunting down the father, their biological father, to kill them because they're seeking revenge for what they've done to them. I don't know how I fell asleep last night. Oh no, Moon! Well, I hope you get some sleep tonight, because I'd hate for you to have to suffer 2 nights of no sleep. Wait, what show is this? It's called Blue Eye Samurai. It's on Netflix currently, I had Netflix while I was house sitting, and I just fell in love with this show. Like, it looks great. The story is fantastic. The characters are so good. They're I I don't I don't know how I can recommend the voice talent, but the voice talent is super good. It's got the guy from Heroes in it, the teleporting guy from Heroes. If you've watched Heroes, that is. But he's super funny. And also all the characters are really endearing. So like there are characters that are enemies that you actually kind of you like because they have this personality that is really strong and likable, which is one of my favorite things about character design is that you make a likable character. Uh, Not only do you make a character that's you can like understand their motivations, but you have a character who you have motivations that are maybe not as morally understandable as most, but you kind of respect their morality in a way. It's really good. Uh, I've watched nearly all of it. Hey, what do you think? How do you feel about it? Do you like it? I've watched all of it, so I binged it in 2 days because I didn't have Netflix for very long. But I also, yeah, I just wanted to watch it as well. It kind of consumed my waking moments for a period of time. You love it. Hey, perfect. You're in good company then because I adored it. It was so good. It was exactly what I needed as well after, a year of pretty meh animated shows and also, just movies in general. I felt like I couldn't find a show that I could really sink my teeth into. Like, I've watched the One Piece live action, and that's good. That's fine. It's got a few issues, but, like, it's good overall. But it didn't necessarily grab me. Whereas this, like, grabbed me by the throat and just wouldn't let go. It was fantastic. Nearly finished it yesterday. I'm good at binge watching. Yeah, nice. Good on you. Yeah. I'm not going to recommend you binge watch it because you came into the chat saying that you were exhausted from not sleeping yesterday. So I'm not going to recommend that for you. I recommend a good night's sleep and then binge it. But even then, holy crap, what a show. And like, it goes to show how much I enjoyed it because I only had one criticism about it, and there's one fight scene that is a little bit nausea inducing. But other than that, fantastic. And even that, I'm not like even that angry about or that disappointed in. I'm just like, hey, you can have one fault. No, I slept. I'm tired from sleeping. Oh, shit. All right, well then, yeah, you should binge watch because then you won't be sleeping. Then you can't get tired, right? No way you can get tired if you're not asleep. That's my logic anyway, because I have plenty of trouble sleeping. Usually. Almost done with the shadows, which I'm happy that we're making progress, but then also disappointed because I'm no longer working on shadows, which I like. You'll watch it, but you're currently working on the anime I bought on the Xbox sale. Got 15 shows for $5 each. Damn, that's good. That's a good deal. You know what? Fair enough. I'll give you a pass. Everybody else needs a valid reason to not watch it immediately. That, of course, is a joke. Don't worry, guys. I'm not gonna force my chat to watch stuff just because I like it. That's not cool. You guys, however, are more than welcome to force me to watch stuff. Because I procrastinate. I procrastinate very easily. That's probably it. Other than the thumb. The thumb needs a shadow. Everything needs a shadow. Uh, and you're going back for round 2 of buying soon before the sale ends. Had to stop the rom-com harem garbage because it started to blend together. That's fair. That's fair. That sounds like a lot. A lot to deal with. So I don't blame you for taking a bit of a break. What else is there? Holy crap, what a handsome gentleman. I say this every single time I draw a male character, but damn. Ads. No! Well, I'll see you soon, Moon. Don't worry. The ads keep the lights on. That's why I don't get rid of them. I say that. I honestly couldn't give a shit about the ads. I could probably get rid of them. And I might do, because I actually don't. Who cares? The ads. I like rom-com harem garbage, but after 3 shows in a row, it all blends together. That's why I rewatched Jobless Reincarnation. That's fair. Honestly, like... Because, like, they can all be really good, but then if you're watching them over and over again, then you just, like... It does start to just wash over you. Ads gone. Nice. Welcome back, Moon. Now, details. Details, baby. Alright, scars. Do the scars now before I forget. This man is scarred. You're drawing your friend a character? Ooh, cool. What for? Is it like a D&D thing? Is it just a fan art thing? I hate to say fan art because it's your friend, but fan art thing? Secret reason. That's fair enough. That's also fair. A little secret present. That's cool. And you're always like, I'm not gonna push you to show your art, but if you ever want to share it, you're always welcome to in the Discord, and I'll check it out. Because I love seeing people's art, but I also don't want to force people to show me their art, you know? Something me and him are working on. Oh, cool. That's fun. He's got that Toji scar on his lip. He's also got a scar on the back of his neck. Because I like the idea that if you, like, elves in my world all have seen war in some capacity. Because they live such long lives that they all have been enlisted into wars at some point. That said, I still have to give props to the end scene of More Than a Married Couple. It was so well done, and if the show could have blended the aspects better, it would have been over a 9 out of 10. Damn, that's a good recommendation. I mean, that's high praise. Though Loki is, like, one for giving credit where credit is due, of course. But that is high praise. I am actually keen to get back from Melbourne because I'll have like a week or two where I can just watch anime, and I'm very keen for just a week of... I'm gonna finish Steins Gate before the end of the year, before I have to head off to home, but I will finish it. And I'll swear at Loki once I get to episode 12. I've already heard so much about episode 12 that I can't not binge it now once I have the time. That's the thing, it hurts more when a show could be good but fumble it versus when it's trash and it just keeps being trash. Yeah, that's fair. It's a very fair point. Yeah, I will finish Steins Gate around about the time I finish this chapter. So it should be done this year. Should. Not Steins Gate. I will finish Steins Gate this year. But this chapter should be done before the end of the year. Fingies crossed. It may mean that I have to do a little bit outside of stream, but I've done that before, so it's not a big issue. And I'm going to do the Castlevania School of Highlights, which is like triangles in the corner. Well, not triangles, boomerangs in the corner. You know what I mean when I say triangles. Dude, I hate drawing people at not an angle, like front on. That's fair. That does suck. Because it kind of flattens them out a lot. So I get where you're coming from. But it's all learning. It's all learning stuff. You'll get, like, it'll become less painful as time goes on. Maybe. I can't be certain. I'm no expert. I was talking to Torin about potentially, oh, Jesus, potentially doing, like, teachy stuff where I, like, teach a little bit of art, but I'm also, like, I always feel like such a fraud when I do stuff like that, so it's like, that's a learning curve I need to get around if I want to start giving advice. Gotta stop with the imposter syndrome. Then I can teach. No one expects episode 12. It even hit me like a truck coon, but episode 16 broke you for a few days. Had to pause it there and walk around the neighborhood. Okay, I will keep that in mind. I'm now not, I think scared is the wrong word, but optimistically apprehensive, if that makes sense. Which it shouldn't, because it's almost like a double negative. That's pretty much that panel done. I just need to add light. And then I'm sorted. Storted. Just gonna quickly save as well. I'm always like a little bit nervous about saving. I always feel like I haven't saved. Is that my new pens? Crinkly pen. I got a few new brushes, but I'm just not going to use them because they're good, but they're not what I want. They're like crunchy pens and stuff. If that makes sense, I'll show you. So they're called crinkly pens, and they kind of look like this, which is cool. Like, that's a good looking brush, but you know, it's just, it doesn't fit with my art style currently. Maybe I'll grow into it. It's like a big pair of shoes currently, but they're not me yet. All I say is just keep going. There's a reason it's in the top 3 anime on your list. I know for certain it's worth watching, but I am very keen to see where it goes. But when you say stuff like that, I'm just like, oh, not nervous. I know you wouldn't pull me astray. But I've been wrong before. I've been hurt before. Forgot to do the hair squigglies, like the light. I don't know what it is. It does feel like my art has changed incrementally, but like for the better. I mean, I assume it's because I've learned, but like, I've been away for like 2 weeks and I've not really done anything. I've drawn like a few pictures, but that's it, on a different application. And yet somehow I'm actually much happier with my art. I don't know. I could just be going crazy. It's been known to happen. Um, the fuck? Oh, didn't reach all the way up. That's fine. On the website, my anime list, out of 1.3 million people, over 46% call it a 10 out of 10. That does not surprise me. Even the like few episodes I've watched, I fully get that. It's it starts really strong. It's really enjoyable. Like you kind of just sit in it, and it just still feels really good. Not feels really good. It's still really excellent to watch, even early on. Oh, that's terrible. There we go. Much better. Also, one thing, you guys are gonna hate hearing this, but like, my friends are currently in Japan, and it's got me really eager to travel again. So there might be a period of time next year where I'm like Moni, traveling and away from my art, which I don't necessarily want to do because I want to just keep working on my comic. But I also really want to go to Japan. I don't like Ratchet's like snake tongue lifting up. Again, you just got back. It'll be next year. Don't worry. It'll be next year. Don't even worry. I'm not leaving now. I mean, I am leaving tomorrow, but I'm not leaving, for long period. Oh, well, I am leaving for a long. I can't even like explain myself because I am leaving for a long period of time. Again, over the Christmas break, it'll be fine. I can't believe uh, Fryren beat not only Steins Gate but Full Metal Alchemist. I'm definitely watching it when it finishes. I think once it's over, we'll probably settle around 5. Okay, that makes sense. It looks like Ratchet's got like a weird lazy eye, so I'm just gonna alter that. Don't worry, and if I left like to go to Japan, I will do some content, not streaming content, but I will actually make content for y'alls. But imagine it. I make a deal with oh wait, maybe not Mappa because we don't know if they'll still be around next year. But imagine it, Rat Baby, the anime. I mean, maybe it's a dream of mine. It's hard to tell though. I need to finish it first. I can't possibly sign away the rights to it without finishing it, at the very least. We'll probably end up in your top 20 based on what I've heard. It's too much of an emotional show to get in your top 10. That's fair. Sometimes sometimes those kinds of shows can be a bit much. So I can respect that. What does the side of Ratchet's head look like? Ear-wise. Lol, joke's on you. I'm actually not going to draw it. because I can't. No, just because I'm not going to. Because I don't need to be there. But yeah, I want to go to Japan. Japan looks fucking awesome, and my friends are having such a good time. Very happy for them. But I want to go to Japan. No, it's awesome. That just doesn't look right. Hold on. I should also talk about my events of the day. So here in Adelaide, we also had a camera expo. So the Central Markets was holding an expo for photography and stuff like that, and I got to go along, which was so cool. Because yeah, I've been into photography for over 10 years now, and Canberra doesn't really do anything like that, so I never really had much of an opportunity to go to something like that where you could, see like try out vintage cameras and buy a bunch of cameras and stuff like that at like discounted prices and things along those lines. So I was super keen to go, and because I built up a rapport with the photography store at the Central Market that was running this show, this expo. So I was like told very early on about it, and I was like, absolutely, I'll be there, and I was. But it was awesome. It was so cool. Uh, and having a vintage camera that I actually use uh, quite consistently really helped me kind of go in there without feeling like I had no idea what I was talking about as well. And that was a big thing. So I have a Bronica ETRS, which is a vintage 645 format camera. And there were a few of them on display at the expo. So I could go like, oh, I'm just admiring your Bronica. And I was just chatting to them about stuff like that. But I was also there because I really wanted to get a 35mm camera as well. So a new 35mm, because I don't own one. And for one, 645 format film is very expensive. And then also 645 format cameras are quite bulky. So they really, they take super crisp images and they're fantastic. However, they are quite bulky and they can be a pain in the ass to carry around. 35mm film cameras are less so like that. They're a lot better in many ways and more compact and portable. From what I've pieced together, it's about a party that defeats the big bad enemy guy. I don't know what BBEG actually stands for, but that's what I usually say, and then disband. And the elf MC just does nothing really until time catches up with another party member, and it's focused around that. Oh yeah, it's like she outlives her party or something like that, but like age-wise, from what I think I've heard. But then again, I could have heard it from you, so it's just me reiterating your information. But anyway, this expo. So basically, I was there for a purpose, along with, getting to see all the cool stuff. And there were plenty of 35mm cameras about that you could purchase, most of which were like discounted or still quite discounted but still quite expensive, or discounted to all hell but then also had like little faults or breaks or things like that. So the kind of goal for me was to find one that was decently priced but had very few issues, or had issues that I could very easily take care of. Because when you buy older cameras, you kind of buy with the understanding that some of them are going to be a little bit broken, and like learning how to fix them in a way that's not going to break the bank for you is a really good way of learning film. So I had that intention, and I jumped to a few different stalls, and vendors were all really lovely, and it was really nice to just have chats with people about stuff that we were all passionate about. And that was one of the big draws from the day, which was so much fun. Big bad evil guy. That's what I think it is anyway. So expecting a bunch of regret, carpe diem, and acceptance in it. Not bad themes, but themes that are a shortcut to being good. So I expect both to people's opinion to settle once the emotion runs out, and that I will not be as influenced. That's super fair. I think that's a really good way of doing it, because you don't want, the very strong vocal anime sorts to color your opinion of it. Thoughts on the live action Aang show? I haven't seen it. I am almost. The costumes look pretty good in your opinion. I have seen the costumes. I fully agree. They have been adapted really nicely from the show to live action. I think that is definitely a really great, and it's not fair to compare to the one we don't speak about, but they're a lot better than that. That's for sure. But with that said, I don't know if I'm going to watch it, just because it's the sort of I didn't watch the Shyamalan one, so I don't want to watch this one necessarily, because I love Avatar so much that if it is bad, then that I don't want that to color my opinion of the original. You are hurting my heart here, Mouse. I hope you realize that I had to be dragged into accepting digital, and hearing you refer to film cameras like that hurts my soul. I love film cameras. What are you talking about? I love film. I adore film cameras. I'm just talking like logistically. That being said, I now have a 35mm film camera, and it's fantastic. I'm in love with it. It's a Nikon, so it's a Nikon, but it's one of the not off brands but the sub brands of Nikon, which were made to kind of appeal more to a more general audience. But they ended up realizing that it was just as good, if not better, than their normal format Nikons. So they ended up just discontinuing the brand itself. I do too, but going on about how expensive they are and being phased out so much hurts. Yeah, but that's also one of the reasons why I chose to take up 35 as well, because 35 is more affordable. And because I'm in such a privileged position with my work and stuff, I am so in love with film that I am really pushing to actually use it as often as I can. And here in Adelaide, the photography scene is actually quite good. So for me, I feel quite hopeful about film. And I do know it's being slowly phased out by digital, but I think it's not going to be phased out completely. I think it's going to be one of those things that becomes much more niche for sure, but also much more valuable, I think, because the people I talked to today were like proof of that. Deeply passionate people who were just so in love with the format. Sorry, I got hiccups. So in love with the format that they were so open and accepting of new people and newcomers. I hope film goes the route of vinyl. I think it will. I have high hopes. I am, as you guys all know, oppressively optimistic about stuff, but I think it will. Oppressively optimistic, yeah. Yeah. No, I got high hopes for film. Now, which side is... Because I got this wrong, and I realized I had to fix it a while back, but... So, Ratchet's little buckle is on the left side of his flight helmet. So, I actually don't need to draw it here. But I understand not wanting to see it when it comes out. Most live actions are shit, and if they aren't shit, it's okay, I guess. Yeah, I found so like. Hello, King Julian. Thank you, Milky Sweet, for redeeming the mort. Trying to talk about something quite close, near and dear to my heart. But yes, I think the what was I talking about? I think that the Avatar live action might be good, but I'm not going to watch it. Oh, that reminds me, I got my Persona 25th anniversary records a few days ago. Need to open them up tomorrow and make sure they made it through the shipping okay. I was scared for half a second. Don't worry, Cryo. It's all good. I gotta go watch the samurai show. Good on you, Moon. Go have fun. Go enjoy it. It caught me. It always like it never fails to catch me off guard. That redeem. It's like, and then I gotta change it. And like it's always when I'm talking about something that I'm just like getting really like engrossed in as well. That's how I feel about the Scott Pilgrim cartoon. I hope it's good, but I probably won't watch it. Yeah, that's also fair. I get that. Yeah. Yeah, but I did put the text to speech in that as well, where it's like, I tried to get as close to King Julian as I could in terms of the voice, but that was the intention. Got to keep you on your toes. I'll get better at that voice and like better at doing the voice quickly, I'm sure. But yeah, so the text to speech is I'm trying to make it sound like King Julian. He's like Verismot, but it's not great. It's not as accurate as it could be, I think. If it had just been a retelling, I would have watched it day one, but with that swap, I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. I'm curious about the Scott Pilgrim animated, but just like you, I'm just like, yeah. If it's good, then I might watch it. I think that's where I'm at mentally. But I loved Scott Pilgrim so much. And I loved the comic books. Or would they count as manga? I think they're comic books. But yeah, I loved them too. They were great. Um, and it may be a controversial opinion, but I actually kind of wish that they just not gotten rid of, but maybe changed Michael Cera. Michael Cera, manga equals comics. I know, Milky, but I wanted to be as sensitive to the topic as possible because some people have opinions, and opinions aren't necessarily wrong, but I don't want to cause an uproar in my own chat. What was I saying? But yeah, I loved the comics. They were so good. Um, but I also felt like Michael Cera wasn't the right kind of person to play Scott. It's just a bit too much of a dweebus, in my own opinion. That's my opinion, so feel free to disagree. Wait a minute, Mouse. Is Avatar an anime? I don't know if I can answer that question. That's a big question. Um, I don't think it is because it's Western. It's a Western piece of media. But again, my own opinion. And Blue Eye Samurai isn't. Actually, I have no idea, but I think Blue Eye Samurai isn't an anime either by the same rules because it's Western media. Coward. I looked away for a moment, came back to looking at my chat, and I just see that Loki's called me a coward. Son of a bitch. How dare you turn on me now? You're right, I should be more loyal to it. Avatar is an anime. You're right. I don't believe Avatar is technically. Technically, no. And, like, yeah. On a technicality, it's absolutely not. My test is simply if you want to watch an anime, watch that show, and feel happy with the decision it is an anime, that's fair. You know what, that's also a reasonable mentality as well. As long as you enjoy it, like, who needs to fall into the nitty-gritties of the technicalities? Am I right? I can't get this little swatch, so I'm just gonna ignore it. The technical aspect is muddy at best. That's also fair. Look, I'm willing to agree with whomever for that one. Avatar is maybe one of my favorite anime slash cartoons, and I only say slash cartoons because if it comes down to my favorite anime, that has to be Akira or Parasite. And I like to differentiate just so that people know where I'm coming from. Most shows are outsourced to different degrees, so you can't go made in Japan. That's a really good point, honestly. I can definitely respect that, Loki. That is a very fair point. This should be pink, but I feel weird about making this completely pink. How's that? That's good. That's good. Another metric I use is if it's influenced by Japanese ideas and methods of storytelling. That's fair. The thing is with Avatar, that's Chinese mythology, isn't it? It doesn't matter to me, but like, I also get what you mean as well, so. I think, oh, bubble in my throat. I think it's, yeah, and as long as it is something that people can broadly enjoy, then it's fantastic. What else do I need to fill in? Yep. That's actually not happy with that line. There we go. Much better. Oh shit, I did it in the wrong layer. Fuck! The biggest one that decides if something is anime or cartoon to me is if it is episodic in nature. If it is, then it's cartoon. If the story actually progresses towards a goal, it's anime. Okay. Respectable, respectable. And I think that is a fair way to differentiate it. Yeah, I can respect that. I need to fill in the background. Hold on a moment. Gang. It's all going to be basically the same color, isn't it? It's grass color. Is it grass color? Up to a certain point, and then it has to be... Surely it has to be fence color. Fence it. Fantastic. King of the Hill, no progression, cartoon. Avatar moves to a goal, anime. Hello Kitty, no real progression, cartoon. You know what? That's fair. No, I respect that. I respect that. It's bold. It's a bold stance you've got, but goddamn, do I respect it. Alright. Now to do the busy work, the filling in bit. Oh man. it does feel weird to be back on the comic. Like, it's a welcome weird, but it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. It's taken me this entire year. I've been working on this one comic. That's what I've been doing with my time. That's cool. And there's something I've done with Ratchet's character design, which I'm tossing up whether or not to include in this page, because it's quite not a drastic change, but it is this inclusion that is. It, I found it does alter his appearance in a little kind of factor. So basically, for those of you who don't know, which it should be most of you, because I don't think I've posted it like his character concept page yet, but with most of the characters, the blush and texturing I do for their skin color doesn't work on green. So because Ratchet has green skin, if I use a red blush, it looks strange on him. Like it doesn't fit. He almost looks slightly dirty because of it. So instead I had to pick a color that was more complementary. And so in some of the previous panels, I've used yellow. And yellow does work really well. But he doesn't need blush on his face. It's unnecessary almost. So a new thing that I've added, and it will be included in the next chapter, is that I'm actually going to be putting blush on his ears. So from this point onwards, his ear is going to slowly turn yellow. Because if you notice with your own ears, if you hold them up to light, they have a red hue. So I'm doing that with Ratchet's ears, but with his yellow instead. And I consider that an important but minute change. This one is really controversial, but I think Star versus the Forces of Evil is an anime, and it's actually a Maho Shoujo, magical girl anime. I don't know what Star versus the Forces of Evil is, but that does sound like an interesting take for sure. Don't know why I keep going for show, for sure. Let's quickly save. So good. Okay, I'll add it to my list. I'll add it to the anime recommendations list, seeing as it is an anime. My current metric is if it's of whether something's an anime or not is if I can find it on Crunchyroll. So far there are a lot of animes that aren't animes to me because of that. And I circle bad to the bad line. Oh, baseline definition, not contaminated by Western influence. It is anime. Lol. Oh. Backline. Okay. I get you. Circle back to baseline. Oh. Circle back to baseline. Oh, right, yes. I'll die on this hill, dang it. Fair enough. We all have a hill that we will die on. I can respect it. I can respect everyone's opinions about anime, I think. There are actually some opinions about anime I will not respect. But I won't voice those here. Maybe his nostrils are too far apart. Eh. I know I'm like the only one, but dang it. No, I have the same opinion. Yeah. You're in a you're in a good place here. We all have. I think. I think we can all respect outlandish stances on anime. Can I just do this? Yes. But I'm just gonna get rid of that for a moment. And then fill it in. Anime no longer means made in Japan, it means heavily influenced by Japanese culture. Yeah, that's fair. So many times my eye has twitched when someone said something like, but I mean, like real anime. Oh yeah, that's fucking annoying. That almost feels like gatekeepy. More so than it feels um, like someone's actually being, like, trying to discuss an opinion. It's almost like, oh, well, that doesn't count as anime because it's this thing that I don't like, as opposed to it being actually, like, classified as anime or not. At least I find. In the past, it may have been made in Japan, but as Japan's influence has spread and the world has accepted it, the definition changed. And I think that is a really fair line in the sand to draw as well, because admittedly, it just being made in Japan surely isn't enough anymore. It has to, like, because, yeah, as you said, Japan does influence so much. Like, Japanese and Japanese influence is so much stronger now. It doesn't make sense to just restrict it now. You know what I'm saying? Felt like I was rambling. You know what I mean. You know what's coming out of my mouth. Words. Words and stuff that agree with you. And a fair amount of anime that is made in Japan is outsourced especially to Korea. Yeah, exactly. So even if by definition of made in Japan, it doesn't necessarily, it kind of no longer includes most modern anime. That doesn't work for him. Just completely obscure. Just go all in on Ratchet's shadows. I think. Yeah. Yeah. When I was teaching English to Japanese people via language exchange, trying to explain silly English changes to Japanese words, people would argue with them about Scooby-Doo not being an anime when they are talking about animation, which is all the word means. That's fair. There's that point too. Exactly. Exactly. It's a really, like, honestly, that's a very strong point, you know? Hard to argue with that. When the word literally means animation. What am I doing? I missed it. I hit the line. There you go. learning mouse. I have learned to do shadows in a way that is good. It's beneficial to me, a lazy person. Uh, how do you use you word wrong? Word is wrong. My way is better. Yes. You're using the word wrong. Checkmate. No. It's how I win debates. I simply say incorrect and then fail and then refuse to elaborate. I'm not a confrontational person, but I would fucking do that in a heartbeat. Just if I were more confrontational, I would just say incorrect, and then I would never fail to elaborate. And the coward comment is about this. I have no problem with people of different opinions. I even prefer that most of the time. I just don't like it when people either do not believe their point enough to say it or parrot someone else's. That's a very fair. Yeah. Yeah, if it's not even their point, they're just repeating rhetoric because that's what they've heard and they've heard it from someone with more confidence than them. Then yeah, that's fair. It's almost into his head, so I actually probably could shadow out this point here. Yeah, that looks cool. Actually disagreeing puts you in a stronger position in a discussion. Yeah. If it's a genuine discussion, then yeah, absolutely. Cuz you're engaging with the person. But if someone disagrees, they need to be able to back it up. Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of the whole nature of a discussion is that if you want to discuss something, then you got to discuss something. You can disagree, but you got to have reasons. Yeah. Yeah. Been wondering if I should, like, I've been using Procreate for about 2 weeks, and I do really like it, but I'm wondering if I should also get Procreate Dreams, which is the new one. It's new, like the new animation software, which looks good, but I've also heard people have had issues with it, so I don't want to deal with that just yet, but I also do want to animate. The parroting thing is most of the problem I had with people hating Starfield at launch. I had some genuine complaints, but everyone was just dunking on it with the same points they heard while never playing it. Yeah. And like, it's totally okay to take other people's points if you are not interested in playing it, but if you want to actually just ruin someone else's experience using someone else's points, but having never played it, then you're not providing a service to anyone, you're just being an asshole. I do also feel like I come from the school of thought where I do that. I try not to parrot other people's like critiques and stuff, but I also I try to ignore people's um, praises of things unless it's someone I want to hear from, or if I'm looking for looking for that information essentially. Um, because if I just hear like constant praise for stuff, um, then it clouds my judgment about something. And I think I was gonna say this before, but I got completely sidetracked, which is a classic Grey Mouse thing. But with the One Piece live action, I think it's good. I enjoy the One Piece live action. There are certain things that I think it does better than the anime. Like I think Buggy's character introduction is fantastic in the live action and does so much more for his character to make his character interesting straight out the bat, compared to the anime, which was like kind of a slow burn. Like I said, not necessarily a critique, but it was more of a slow burn to his character introduction. But one thing I dislike about the live action is that they actually take away a lot of Usopp's, uh, like, not positive, a lot of his like heroic moments. They like take away his heroic moments and moments of character and give them to other characters, and so it dissolves his character down to the base stereotype of his character in the first season of the anime, which was coward, which I feel doesn't do him a genuine doesn't do a genuine service of his character. And I didn't hear anyone have that issue. Like didn't hear anyone talk about that issue in all of that praise that I heard for the live action. Which again, not bad, but that's why I don't necessarily listen to praise as well as critique. Now that's not to say that you can't parrot others as a reason you don't play or watch something, but using that as your opinion to discourage others, I have a problem with. Yeah, exactly. It's not genuine. It's not genuine critique if you're just using someone else's point to just go, oh, you shouldn't like that, as opposed to being like, you're more than welcome. Like you should be free to enjoy this. But I've heard that this and this and this, and that's okay. But yeah, if it's just like, oh, you should hate this because I hate this because of my preconceived dislike of this thing, and you should dislike it because of these reasons, which I haven't come up with or like come up with myself because I've never touched this content. Just gonna fill that in with shadow. Fuck it. Yeah. And then for this one, just actually I'll get the line. Get some straight lines in here. Oof, I say straight lines as I do like the absolute worst set of crooked lines y'all have ever seen. Speaking of saying y'all, it has nothing to do with saying y'all, but I went to go pick up some coffee beans from my local cafe, and the girl who was serving me said, she like walked up to me and went, Heidi. Oh god, I just said Heidi. I was gonna say hi, but then my brain went to say howdy, and I was like, I would not have noticed that at all if you hadn't brought it up. But it's one of the things I really enjoy about, like, kind of that universal awkwardness, is that you can usually kind of play it off. But if you bring it up, it doesn't become more awkward, but it becomes more recognizable. And I find that people with like a lot of confidence can still play it off, but it's like really noticeable when you do stuff like that, where you make a mistake and then you're just like, shit, I just said this weird. But I always that's like lived rent free in my head for about 3 days at this point. So now you guys gotta hear it. Oh fuck. I have not looked at the like clock, like not clock, but my stream time for like ages. I think the last time I looked at it, I was at 30 minutes, and then I just looked up and I'm like, oh shit, we're at 2 hours. Jesus. Didn't even fucking realize. That's, I mean, cool. We've made really good progress. We made 2 panels, which is kind of the norm. That's the average, right, guys? I'm doing okay. I'm not washed up. That's why I try to. That's why I try to put why I like things in anime rather than just giving out an out of 10 score. I want to give my reason why it is that way to give. Wow, my brain just completely shut down. Why it is that way to give genuine feedback, like I try to give themes and tropes that influence my opinion, just in case another person is not as big of a fan. Yeah, and that's a really good like practice in that you explain, like you show your opinion and then you explain why it is that way, and it really does track because I genuinely really enjoy reading your reviews because they feel very insightful and thorough about what, like, the subject matter, but in a way where it's very clearly obvious that this is how you feel about this anime, but it's not a very, like, it's not a super intrusive, like, this is how you should enjoy it or you need to enjoy this because of this reason. It's this is why I have enjoyed it, and it feels very, like, not personal's not the right word, but it feels very genuine, and I appreciate that because I don't you don't get that in many reviews nowadays. So it's very refreshing to me, anyhow. And it's kind of why it takes me a little while to read through them because I'm usually like, I need to give this the due diligence and actually like fully immerse myself in this because I want to understand what's being said. With the older ones, I just do more bullet points, but that's just because they're not as fresh in your mind. Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. And we need to do light, and then we are done with this panel. Crinkly. Just keep seeing crinkly pen. And I just think crinkle. There we go. We got a second ratchet. Second ratchet. Another ratchet. Because this is certainly not the second ratchet we've drawn in the comic. Um, Not that one. Line work. We zoom back in to look at a face. But some of them looking at you, Astrolost in space, it's got something for everyone is the best description I can give because it's part sci-fi, part action, part whodunit, part comedy, and part survival. That's fair. If it, like, branches across multiple different, like, potential categories, then it is very hard to define to its simplest, like, parts. Because, if you simplify it, then maybe you're not explaining it as much as you could. You know what I mean? Oof, that's terrible line. And then before I fill in color, definitely. go back and make sure I fill in the lines, the line work. Oof, rough. Also, Astra is special in that the one season is the whole story, no cliffhanger, no what happens next. It is a self-contained story, and I love that. That's awesome. And I do like that as well because, again, don't want to parrot on about Parasite, but Parasite does that. It's got a few little like loose ends, sure, but yeah, I do like those animes that do actually kind of wrap things up in a nice cohesive way. There you go. It's one of the few on the list I consider a hidden gem. Astra, Hinumatsuri, and Interviews with Monster Girls are the main ones that fit there. That's fair. I those all ring a bell immediately in my brain because they are like even title wise so unique. So I do know which ones you're talking about. I'm keen. Yeah, I'm so keen to actually get back into the anime. And I get the name wrong, but the I can't remember the first part of it, but the Iron Temple one. I think I saw a snippet of it uh, somewhere in someone's like recap of the best anime of like their favorite anime of all time, and it was on the list, and I was like, oh fuck, that looks amazing. That looks so cool. Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. That's it. Yeah, I saw it. Like I saw a little sneak peek of it, and I was like, oh, that does look cool. Let's get this right. Come on. Oh, come on, line work. Yeah. There you go. Slightly better. It actually made by the people who made Attack on Titan, both visual and music. You can really tell. Ooh, I'm keen. I'm even more keen now. Like, my brain just went dead. Sorry. Not the animation studio, the actual like creators. Because I know Mappa took over for Attack on Titan. As the animation studio, that is. But I don't think they created it. That's the thing. His eyes are a little big. For this person. Yeah, definitely a bit too big. Just bring them down. Bring them small and then up a bit. Okay, yeah. And then he's got cheekbones. The slightest of cheekbones. There you go. And I have added background to this one, and I probably should still keep it in, just because otherwise it's gonna look weird. Weird without. But I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. Director, audio, and studio is the same. Oh, okay. And writer is the same as part of Spy Family. Ooh. That's definitely selling it to me. I really like Spy Family. I'm a big fan of that anime. It makes me happy and sad. And, no, don't worry. Never mind. It's not Twitch appropriate to say. Just a big fan. Big fan of your. As we all are. Here in the Greymouse. Here in the Greymouse. Yeah, cult. You can't not be a fan of your. You will get kicked out and banned. And you won't be unbanned ever again if you're not a fan of your. Same. Yeah. Exactly. That's why you're welcome here. That's why you're a mod. It's because we. Both men of quality. You're is S rank waifu. Yeah, exactly. Both men of high quality. I'm a mouse though, so don't know how much that tracks, but you get it. Oof. There you go. Do I bother? Hold on. Just gonna get rid of this. Get rid of the trees. Can add them in like shadow. I think it doesn't make sense to add heavy detail in small dialogue panels. Because for those of you who don't know, I've finished Invincible. Like the first big compendium, I've finished that. And so I've been learning a lot about comic illustration. And some things don't necessarily need to be in there. Like I've learned that, yeah, you don't necessarily need big detailed panels for every single little thing, like dialogue and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start making slightly less complicated panels for dialogue and things like that. And like, don't get me wrong, I love to add detail, but sometimes it just isn't necessary. Now before I forget, must remember to add fill in the line work so that the hair doesn't fuck up. There you go. Cool. Alright, so just do the biggest one first. And by biggest one first, I mean erase this one line that I forgot to remove. And it's... oh, right. I was like, why is it not erasing? Because I have a selection tool. Been drawing for most, if not all of my life, but I still make these mistakes quite consistently because, you know, it is my want. Because I've been drawing quite consistently for most of my life. There's no blue sky. I'm going to need to jump to a previous panel. Blue sky. Fill it in. And I made a mistake. Yay. It's fine. And also, like, with Spy Family, because we're talking about it, I still really like the dub. The dub is still really good for it. And the only, like, shortcoming is, like, Anya, the dub for Anya is a little bit weird. Like, it sounds very odd, but it's also not an easy thing to, you know, a little kid, essentially. And I'm pretty sure for the sub, they actually use, like, a little girl to voice her. And some of, like, the ramblings and stuff of her character in the show are just the little girl rambling, which is super cute. But I think they use, like, a grown woman in the dub. But other than that, it's still really good. And I think yours voice actor is really good in the dub as well, which just makes it all the more endearing. What can I say? Alright, that's pretty much all I need to do for color other than fill in the lines. Let's say we finish this panel. Yeah, I think we can finish this panel this stream. And then we will have done 3 panels of the final page, which isn't going to be the actual final page. I feel like I have enough time to add one more page so that at the very least it's a nice whole 10 pages. Because the last chapter was 10 pages, and even though, like, not a lot happens in this chapter, like, it's Ratchet talking to a lot of people, and you get to see the world and stuff like that. There's not necessarily quite as much going on as the previous, you know, panel. So it would be good to at least get 10 pages and we get a little bit more moving. I was so scared with Spy Family because how much the net latched onto Anya. I was scared it would become the Anya show. So glad it didn't. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things about the show is that it is... because, yeah, I fully expected it to be just about Anya. But it really isn't. It highlights, you know, each of the family with a lot of care and consideration. And that is great because, yeah, if it was just about this little girl, that's fine. But I feel like we would miss out on a lot of other stuff. And, like, you know, because she is still important and stuff like that, but she gets her highlight where she gets highlighted in a good amount. Like, not too much, not too little. She doesn't overstay her welcome. Have I met? Did you see Moni's Your fan art? I think so. It's in the recesses of my mind. I think yeah, I think I have. It's really good. Don't let her hear me say that, because I am her antagonist. Haven't met Bond yet. I have met Bond. Bond is fantastic. What a sweet boy. And I love his antics, because you get like a little bit of filler every so often. Not like filler episodes, you get filler sections. And like the bit where Bond is just trying to avoid being put up for adoption or killed is like so funny, because he can see the future essentially, and he's just like, gotta make sure I survive. And the running joke that Yor is not a very good cook is very funny, because even Bond knows it. Eventually, she will probably release the spicy version. Ah, right. That's cool. Good on Moni. I don't really do fan art, and I'm I should. I say this talking about Yor. I should draw Yor at some point. But yeah, I guess maybe the Streamiversary is like a good opportunity for me to maybe do a bit of fan art as well for stuff that I enjoy. I love that part with Bond just dead because you're cooked food for him. Oh yeah, it's so funny. And it is like just so funny. That Bond, like, it's just such a consistent running joke that Yor is just really bad at cooking. So you need to play more games so you can make costumes that count as fan art. Yeah, for sure. That is a given, for sure. But also I just kind of want to do, like, sketches and stuff, like fan art and stuff. And it would, I guess, like, not that it matters, but it would help get people to know my work and stuff if I had stuff that was not just my own content, but actually things that I enjoy watching or whatever. Because then that gives people an idea of, my character as a person, as a mouse. Gets an idea of the contents of my character. Because I'd also love to do some Castlevania fan art. Because I love Castlevania. I mean, the first few seasons. First 2 seasons. But I do still love it. You're so like Yuri. Oh yeah, Yuri's great. Yours brother? Just to make sure I am getting it correct? Or I am thinking of who you're mentioning? I think the last episode I watched of Spy Family was the one where the second agent, the female agent, well, that Yuri too, but that's what I meant. Oh, yeah, I think the last episode I watched was the one where the female agent, I can't remember her name, but I'm terrible with names, shows up, and she's like, I gotta get rid of Yor because I'm in love with Lloyd. And like all of her motivations is just to win his heart, even though he's never been like, that's not his way. Not just for the mission, but forever. Win his heart. But not just for the mission. Forever, because I love him. I love you, Lloyd. Oh, I love you, Twilight, because she doesn't call him Lloyd. Oh, you're almost done with season 1 then? Nightfall. Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, I must be then. So then maybe I will finish it before season 2. Probably not, but maybe. Maybe. Probably not. Maybe. Hold on. It's an easy way to do that. Let's just fill it in. But yeah, I've really enjoyed Spy Family. That one has been very good. Very worth watching. It's maybe a little dark, but that's okay because it'll be hidden behind lighter layers. So we're good. I think her and Yuri would be a great couple if I wasn't, if it wasn't the job to kill the other. I think the crazy would either cancel out and it would be a wholesome romance, or it would just be absolute chaos for both. Chaos both would be great. Yeah, that's fair. But I like Lloyd and Yor. They're so wholesome. Maybe. I think. I think they're wholesome. I don't know. Can't be certain. Because it all could just be a lie. For peace. Oh, that's not a tree shape. Slightly better. Dunno. Slightly better. That's not going to be correct, is it? Color. Oh, it's all black and white. Just a big old tree right in the way, just because it makes my life easier to just block out the colors or block out the shade. There we go. Do I need anything more? Maybe a few bushes. And yeah, that's shadows done. Now to do light, which is just his face, or details, which is still just his face. He's got scars. Almost completely forgot about his scars. How does it look? Just straight down. Uh, if there's ever if there are ever certain questions about the shows I recommend, ask me and not Google. Google has a habit of spoiling more than you want. For example, does this character's relationship ever get straightened out with MC? And great, now I know how many kids MC has and with who. Yeah. Any not certain. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, that's a better spoilery way of making sure questions get answered. That's a terrible looking scar. Hold on. Okay. Just need to do hair. And then we're probably done. For now. Yeah. Oh wait, light. Light and stuff. Am I missing anything? I kind of like this frame just because it kind of looks like it's like, oh, we haven't framed him perfectly. But it's because it's a low angle shot, so that it makes, so then he looks excessively tall. I like I had that kind of question before, and yeah, spoiled a bunch. I was going, I can't keep watching it right now. If it goes the way I'm afraid it will, and ended up with more spoilers than I wanted. Ah, yeah, that is disappointing. You get too much information and then you're just like, ah, shit, I wanted to find that out. As opposed to just given it. Doesn't feel earned. That's fact. Yeah, I'll make sure to ask you. Actually. Yep, it's the other side. And there we go. I feel like if I ever get around to it, I might alter that, but it looks good, so I'm okay with that. And considering I've seen everything I recommend, you are more than welcome to ask specific questions and get direct answers as long as they are found in the anime. That's fair. That's fair. It's very good of you to do. I appreciate that. Yeah. That being said, I think we're done for today. Let me just set up a finished panel. A finished folder. And then we'll probably raid out. There's not really a lot to the draft, so I don't feel like I need to add the draft. But I'm just going to quickly export it. Page 9. So close. So close to being finished with chapter 2. Not with the comic. Like, we're nowhere close to being finished with the comic, but we're getting there with chapter 2. Anywho. Let's see who's live. Now, some answers may be, trust me, or don't worry, or do you really think I would like it that much if it went that way? But still, yeah. You're not going to just give stuff away. I'm also just going to quickly export out the BLT. Because let's be honest, if people, like, if we raid into an art streamer and they ask what we've been working on, we have to show them this. Alright. Now, who's live? Ooh, a lot of people are live, actually. Cozy Burb, playing Lethal Company, Suited, Mr. Mao, Simon, Lineart, or Lynn, Adblocker, Lynn, Just Ellie Will Do, Cesar, Alzefi, and Lumen. Found your target. Ooh. Working on your... We have to. Here we raiding then. We found a your artist. Chakudin. Oh, it's your... It is. Gonna just quickly pull them up on my stream. Getting a Godzilla ad. Bam, bam, bam. It's really intense music for waiting for an ad to finish. The new Godzilla movie does look good though, so I would be curious to watch it. Anyway, let's raid. Thank you all so much for just went live a minute ago. Hey, perfect. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you all on Wednesday, the 29th, which will be my streamiversary. There will be fun to be had and giveaways, so be sure to be there. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye.